tonight's pregame show for the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Monday Night Football. About damn time. Now let's just jump straight into the intros because we are ready to talk football. First is the man who never wet his bed as a child, but the bed wet itself out of fear. What up, though, Luke G?
Man, what it do, man? It's Sunday. Our Lions is getting ready to be first in the division. Let's get it.
Absolutely. The next gent lost his virginity before his dad. What up, though, Detroit Drew?
That is a very true story. I like that one better than the bedwetter. See, last time I was on, you gave me kind of a subpar one. You made up for it. I'm proud of you, Mike.
I had to do it, man. I had to do it. And right now, lastly, is the man who gets a gutter ball with the bumpers up when bowling. What up, though, Ray Jebk?
Yo, the intros is ridiculous. What's up, y'all? What's up? This dude is crazy.
What the hell's up, though?
Yo, I'm weak. What up, peoples? What's up?
Hey, man, we are ready to talk Detroit Lions football, so let's just get straight into it. Right now, we've been hearing about how 97 won the ticket. Mr. Mike Valeni said today, if the Lions lose this game, the season is over and chances of beating the Minnesota Vikings are low. Luke G, do you agree with that?
Man, absolutely not. I mean, listen, if you lose today to them, you still get a game week 17 against them. So you play them twice. It's not like you play them one time. And then if and it wouldn't be like something so crazy because they are coming off of a bye week, But I'm not expecting them to lose tonight. And if they do, to sit there and say, "Oh, tonight means it's an automatic season over," that's a bit of a stretch, and in my opinion, a bit of an overreaction.
Absolutely, absolutely. Folks, JMO just came into building. I'm going to go ahead and give him an intro. This is the man who built the hospital that he was born in. What up, though, JMO?
You and these introductions, man.
Well, JMO's still having technical difficulties there.
He said he built the hospital he was born
in. That's crazy.
Okay, so Detroit Drew, if we lose this game, is the season over and we don't beat the Vikings? Do you agree or disagree?
No, because the Vikings are a worse team than Green Bay. This is really, I think, the real test for the Detroit Lions playing against the NFC North division rival today. Yeah, the Chiefs game was huge, but this is really like the first game that we're expecting to see something from the Lions. A lot of people bet against the Lions last week. I mean, if they lose, it's going to suck. But like you said, we play them again at the end of the year. And to sweep anybody in this division is very tough because it is probably one of the hardest and most well-rounded divisions in all of the NFL. So if we lose, it's not the end-all, be-all, but it will hurt.
Absolutely. I am in agreement with you. I think a loss would be terrible, though. At this point, when you're just seeing how well the NFC is stacked, not just the North, because the North is stacked as well, we got to get every W as humanly possible. Ray Jemk, since you're not a Detroit Lions fan, if the Lions lose tonight, do you think that the season is over for our Lions or not? Can we beat the Vikings even if we lose tonight?
No, man, I don't. The season, man, and look, you gotta look at the season. Y'all already had y'all bye, so it's literally 13 games for y'all, if I'm not mistaken, or excuse me, 12 games left. If y'all lose this game, y'all still have 5 more divisional games. So I mean, and you can bounce back off those, and I think that y'all can beat the Vikings so long as y'all can stop their run because y'all pass defense seems competent enough. It's not the best, but I think it'll do. I think you can shut down those receivers. So yeah, it's not the end all be all, but one game at a time, I guess.
I mean, but look at it from the opposite standpoint, though. I mean, even if the Packers lost this game, it does. I mean, yes, would it be a division loss? Yes, it's obviously going to be a division loss for somebody. But like he said, you got to count how many more division games. We got 5 more after this. I think you guys got what after this?
After this one, it'll be 4.
Right.
No.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you play the Bears, and then you play
three. Excuse me, three. So yeah.
3? Okay, so I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, for them to come out in our media and to act as if though that oh, this one game is your season because his logic is then they got to go 8-2 down the stretch, and I'm like, you act like that's impossible though, like that's not like the most shocking thing that could happen in my opinion. So to me, it's gonna be a good game, but I don't see it being like if we lose, which by the way, Rage, we're not losing, but you get my point. If
I like it. I like it, man.
if
Absolutely. And a big part of this game is going to be who's in and who's out. And the injury report just came out. Diggs is not playing tonight, our very good safety. However, Ashawn Robinson is in with TJ Hawkinson and Darius Slay, but Diggs
okay,
is not in.
I mean, we're gonna see a whole lot of Will Harris and Tavon Wilson. So, and we know how Tavon Wilson got a strong following. So,
Mm.
I suspect that I'm gonna be honest with you. That scares me, man. Diggs not being in that kind of bothers me. And I don't care who the receivers are for the Green Bay Packers. Not having Diggs is a huge difference maker, in my opinion. I don't feel I feel confident in Tracy Walker, but outside of that, if you start going to the other side, man, my confidence levels ain't gonna be that high.
Absolutely. Look, Diggs is a very good safety. He's part of our young duo that we have in there that makes plays and hits hard. And it was a shocker to me that he is out. So, dang, he practiced all week. So I'm kind of shocked about this. But we did play without him last time we played against the Kansas City Chiefs. And just like Mitchell Proper said, we did play fine. So they got to do the same here. When it comes to injuries, though, the Green Bay Packers is out without their star wide receiver, Rage. How is that going to affect your team?
Honestly, can you hear me?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
talking? Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna affect us. You know what I'm saying? Because Aaron Rodgers, he can make everybody around him better. He's that type of character. But I don't think they're even gonna be passing it that much. Anyways, I think it's gonna be a heavy run focus type of game for us that'll open up passing lanes. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think. And then honestly, that's not even the biggest blow in my opinion. Devontae Adams is a blow, but it's not the biggest blow. The biggest blow, in my opinion, is Darnell Savage, because you're talking about a safety who has legit 4.3 speed, and it shows on tape. So I mean, when you lose somebody like that in your backfield, in your secondary, it's a big blow, especially when a team that's ranked eighth, I think, in the passing, and no, your offense is ranked eighth in the league. So that's a really big deal for me. So yeah, but we'll see what happens.
But wait,
J-Mo,
wait, wait,
go
wait,
ahead.
wait. So you think Donnell Savage being out is a bigger blow than Devon? I don't think he is.
Of course, and
Do you
look, and
think I'm
and
gonna be able to run the ball against him?
and here's why, because Will Redmond, but I don't know if you paid attention to him, but that Eagles game, he got blasted on. Those two touchdowns with the tight ends, those were both his fault. So he had a bounce back game against Dallas. But when you look at how everything is constructed, we got Oren Burks coming back. So that means that they're gonna have to push Adrian back out. Will Redmond doesn't have enough chemistry with Adrian Amos like Darnell Savage does, nor does he have Darnell's speed. So when he makes a break on a route, it almost has to be clean, cut, and precise, and he has to pursue it. You see what I'm saying? With Darnell
Okay,
Savage,
so
yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because to me, I think that's how the Lions win. I think we win by using the tight ends to attack y'all. And you saying, yeah, that's going to be a problem because that's what the Eagles did to us with the tight
Yeah,
ends. Okay,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I thought she was trying to say that they're going to run the ball on us, and I'm like, oh, the hell they are. Not with no Aaron Jones, they not.
Oh well. I mean, I'm not
Hey,
gonna say nothing. You go see. Look. You go see it in about 54 minutes. You go see what I'm talking about. Aaron
Everybody,
Jones. I'm just saying, bro. Aaron Jones is nice, but we go
uh,
see. We go
Mike,
see.
Mike, get in here, Mike. He gonna have me lose, Mike. He just not just say Aaron Jones is nice. I bet you Aaron Jones gonna get 100 yards rushing today.
Aaron Jones is 2 touchdowns away from y'all total for the season. I'm just throwing it out there, but we go leave that alone.
Oh, you all kind of disrespectful right now. I see you just gonna slide it.
I
Okay,
mean,
I'm
cool.
just,
y'all
I'm
y'all
just,
played
I'm being
y'all played one
honest.
more game. Y'all played one more game than we.
Okay,
J-Mo, what up, though, man?
okay. I'm glad he back. You hear
J-Mo,
us?
can you hear
What's
us?
up, man? I was just saying, y'all played one more game than we did. That's why.
I hear you. You talk a good one. He might
J-
have more. He might have more than y'all on the season after tonight. I don't know yet.
Hey,
Guarantee
Ray,
you, he will not.
Ray.
He will not. If the Lions lose, it's gonna be because Aaron Rodgers torched us. I guarantee you that. It's not gonna be nobody but Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
What up, though, fellas in the chat? Brian Farrell, John Kepler, JT Sports, welcome, Melvin Drew. I am not a hacker. Obviously, Noble Sports, TA, and make sure you subscribe to him because he's part of the DSA. Mitchell Proper, You Can Hate Me Now, Mackenzie, Daniel, Griffin, Vash, General View, Video Game Beer, and everyone else. Because if I didn't get to you, Prophecy News, you just popped up, and Andrew Isham. But yeah, man, look, when it comes to these injuries, it looks like when it comes to safety position, our starter and their starter is not playing. So I guess that kind of evens out. I'm curious to see how well Darius Slay plays with his hamstring issue that he had and who he's going to cover because, if Devontae Adams not playing, I'm telling you right now, Rage, you're going to see our secondary is a lot better than people give it credit for. Now, the issue for us is our defensive line. We got
If you don't mind me asking, how tall is Darius Slay? Is he like 5'10"?
big play Slay.
6 feet,
No,
I think, like 6 feet, 6 feet 1.
Bro,
he's six.
Slay
He's
is
six.
6'2". What are you
He's
talking
six
about?
one. Okay, then yeah, he'll
6'2".
guard MVS. No, I wasn't asking to play. Try to
No,
play him.
he's
I was
gonna guard
asking.
Geronimo. He's gonna guard Geronimo Allison. Rashawn Melvin is gonna guard Kansas.
Oh, well, I mean, that's fine. That's fine too. That's fine.
It'll be interesting to see. The issue for us, though, is our defensive line. Hand is not playing. I'm very happy that Ashawn Robinson's playing because if he would have been out, man, that would have been a really big issue for us. But he's in the game. We'll see how well Snacks Harrison does. It's all going to come down, personally, my belief, is the defensive line. Detroit Drew, how do you see this playing out? What position group is critical for the Lions to pull out a W?
Well, what I want to see right now is for people to hit that like button because we need that because it's a big day for us, man. Not just for the Lions, but for Packers fans out there too. That's why we got one of the Packers fans out here, so that way it's not one-sided for y'all. So hit that like button and show some love. What I want to see from the Lions today is Matt Patricia's defensive scheme. So far, he has given teams the blueprint on how to stop the Rams. The Rams have not done as well since they played the Lions, and he has given teams the blueprint to slow down the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City has lost every game since they have played Detroit. Now, that being said, Aaron Rodgers at one point in his career was a former MVP caliber player. Still is when he's healthy. So he's not Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is probably one of the best players in the league, but Aaron Rodgers is not too far behind him. You're going to have a similar game plan that you use against Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers is sneaky good at getting outside the pocket and running for 10, 15 yards. So you're going to have a quarterback spy out there because when you think you got the pressure good, he'll take off for you. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Lamar Jackson out there running for 150 yards or anything like that, but you have to watch him because he will get outside the pocket and make that extra play for you. That being said, if you can find some way to limit the receivers, Jimmy Graham's going to be a target in the red zone, although he's having an off year. He has since he's left New Orleans. You just have to stay with your people, man. Stay on your guys, play your game, and all should go well.
Shannon K says no one should underestimate Rodgers. He's still great. Yeah, you can't underestimate Aaron Rodgers. When he gets outside that pocket, that's where he's dangerous. And I think that's what's going to help us tonight with our defensive scheme is we've been playing nothing but quarterbacks that get out of the pocket and run it. So hopefully that will continue the scheme that we put up, whether it be contain and play man, but we'll see. Still, Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field is a tall task. I do believe the Lions will get it. And the position group, again, that I'm paying attention for is that defensive line. We have got to do better by stopping the run. We have got to do better by getting pressure on the quarterback. That's the one position I want to see get better. It feels like we're so close to having a 100% complete team as long as we can get pressure with that line and stop the run and get back to form of last year of stopping the run and the ability to get out of the quarterback. But we'll see. J-Mo, what position group are you looking for the Lions to make a big difference in this game?
Well,
Yes.
one main thing I'm looking for is Stafford can't have any turnovers if you want to win. But besides that, the running backs, Kerryon Johnson is fueled. Ty Johnson is basically non-existent. So I want to see both of them catching passes out the backfield and running down Green Bay's throat. And I think if Daryl Bevell sticks to a steady diet of that, once play action comes, we're gonna kill them. And I've watched every Packers game at least twice, except for I think the last one, for the Eagles game. And Darnell Savage is really good. So him not being there to me is a very, very big deal because he could have gave TJ a little bit of problem just because he can keep up with him. And like I said, he's a really good player. So
Don't
him
worry,
not having
Jair
him
will.
is a huge blow. Jair is not Darnell Savage. Jair got wide receivers to deal with. Also, I'm not really that concerned about Quandre Diggs not being there because Will Harris and them boys came in. But yeah, I'm paying attention to the running backs. This is a game where Carrion's gonna go for 150 and Ty Johnson gonna be right along there with him.
Oh man, that's a lot of yards of
Jeez.
running.
I'm
That
telling
is a
you,
lot.
man, they done pitched Carrion off. Carrion is about to go ham.
Mm.
And I agree with you, J Mo. I think it has to be the running backs and the tight ends, but I think the running backs the bigger part of it because I think to me, and that's why when Rage was talking about Aaron Jones, I was more so like, man, Aaron Jones is not the real factor to me. I think Carryon would have a better game than him. I suspect that Carryon is going to run angry because he's tired of people talking. He's tired of hearing the dumb stuff. And one thing about Carryon is he's a simple person, but he's simple to a fault where it's like I'm riding for my people, and y'all are here trying to clown us and the people I work with. So let me show you. I think you hit the nail on the head. Our run game has to be a huge established factor because they're going to try to pass rush us all game. That should not be able to work against us.
Mm.
Yeah, if they're going to blitz the whole game, it's going to be a tall order for the Packers to deal with
I
because
think
we've
they
been
pass
negating the
rush.
blitz fairly well so far this year. We've been getting blitzed a lot, and that's what I've been saying about McKissick. That's what he's been utilized in that screen pass. So we'll see if they continue that or if they seen the film how well that we're going against the blitz. But Packers are definitely a blitz team. Their linebackers, I think they got five sacks each of your two
Yeah,
linebackers there.
What's the
think
word on
their pass rush
Amendola?
is good.
I
The
think he's
pass rush
playing.
is good.
Yes, playing.
So
I think
there's
he's
some
playing.
more screen
Amendola,
action for you to take away the blitz.
I think
the
that's gonna
pass
be
rush
a.
is good, but I think we're gonna find out that our offensive line is much better than.
Well, hopefully, man. The way to win a game is through the offensive line. If we start getting sacked, Matthew Stafford has to run for his life. It's going to be a long night. And if you look at the games that we won, Matthew Stafford was clean. You look at the games that we did not win, Matthew Stafford was not. So it's very simple like that in that sense.
I
Now,
don't,
like
I don't, I don't think they touch us. To be honest with you, I don't think they touch us. I think the only way they get a hand on Stafford is a busted play. I mean, everybody gonna have to just mess up. I don't think they touch us. I think that pass rush is a lie because I think if you look at the team,
I don't think
I
it's a
do.
lie, but I agree with you though. I think, like I said, I think our offensive line is really gonna show how good they are.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't
Because
know either. I'm with
we played two great pass rushers in Bosa and Fletcher Cox, and they didn't do anything against us. And then we played the Kansas City Chiefs, who have one of the worst defenses, and they stacked us 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but that's
So
because
actually, he got
they were trying to run more longer routes.
let's be accurate.
Okay. Okay, JMO. I didn't know if you're going to continue the conversation there. Just said, let's be accurate.
I was just saying he didn't get sacked 4 or 5 times. He got sacked twice. He
Yeah.
had a lot of time that game.
Well, they were getting pressure on Stafford. He had to get dropped back probably 10 times to probably hit for them.
And,
And
but
that
I
was
think
3 weeks ago.
But I think that overall, it's just a matter for me. The reason why I look at it and I say they don't touch us is because if you sit in the house like they've been doing from week in and week out, you're leaving Amendola open. You're leaving the tight ends open. You're leaving all those slot receivers open. That's going to be a mistake on their part. So you know what? I take it back. I pray to God that they do that because when they do that, we're going to make them pay. You can't send that rush like that.
Well, here's the thing. They're not gonna rush you for one because like we're missing key secondary pieces, and for two, Green Bay leads the league in pressures with rushing 4 people. So we don't need to blitz you. I think, and to answer Mike's question, the big X factor when it comes to winning this game is going to be Detroit Lions offensive line because Preston and Sedarius Smith, they can get pressures. They don't need to get sacked, but if they get them, oh well. But they can get pressure. Rashawn Gary, he can get pressures. Colin Fackrell, he can get pressures. So we're not gonna blitz you if we don't have to. So it
Well,
all
then
it's gonna
I don't
come
think
down
y'all
to
gonna
is
have
y'all.
to.
I don't think that we
Y'all
are
gonna have
because
to.
I don't think that we
There's
are
no
because
way that y'all gonna beat us 1-on-1 if Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram could. They not. Y'all gonna have to blitz because if you don't, our
I
O
don't
line
think
will hold up.
I don't think we'll need to because like I said, we lead the league in pressures with 4 or less people. So we don't have to blitz. We've shown that we don't need to. When you got 2 stud, I ain't gonna say 2 elite, they getting up there. But when you got 2 stud pass rushers and both of the Smiths, and then you got Kenny Clark who can actually get pressure from the middle, and then you either got Kyler Fackrell or you got Montre Adams coming, to complement Kenny. We don't need the blitz y'all because we're gonna need
Yeah,
that
I'm
extra
telling
man.
you, y'all do. If
I'm
you not
and I'm
blitzing,
telling you,
y'all gonna get killed with that.
we gonna need that extra DB. It's just bottom line. We gonna
Because
need that extra
Carson
DB.
Wentz needed a lot of blitzing, and y'all didn't blitz him with that same front four, and y'all got carved up.
Well, it's not necessarily carved up. How do you beat a defense that has a good pass rush, quick passes? That's exactly what they did. I mean, that and then a nice running game. I
You
mean, I
can't do the
mean,
same thing.
I mean, y'all can do the same thing. It's possible. It's plausible.
He
But
got
we'll see.
more talent too.
Then Carson, well, TJ ain't better than Zach Ertz. I'm letting you know that right now. He's not better than Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is a
Not now.
stud.
You know his way though.
What about the
Who?
receiving core?
The receiving core? Nelson Aguilar, Deshaun
Boy, that's
Jackson.
what trash. If you don't,
What? Oh, okay.
Aguilar is like, I'll take Amendola over Aguilar.
Oh
Aguilar
no,
can't
bro.
catch.
No,
J-Mo,
bro.
Alshon
hey, I'm not
Jeffrey is
gonna
not better than Marvin Jones or
say that,
Kenny Galladay.
J-Mo.
Mm,
Robo
To,
Luke.
No, man,
uh,
I'm taking Amendola. Aguilar can't catch, man.
my bad. But to bring it back home, man, Rach, I do want to, and just for everybody who in the chat, man, appreciate y'all for being here. We just want to make sure that we allow Rage a chance to finish his thoughts, and then we interject afterwards. But
no,
go
you
ahead,
good.
Rage.
No,
Go
no,
ahead, man.
no. No, that was it. No, it was cool. That's all I had to say.
I can tell you this much. I can agree with J-Mo on this part. I think when you look at our receiving core compared to the Eagles, y'all didn't play a full staff Eagles receiving core, and they found ways to expose y'all. Y'all
Well,
didn't play
and they did it through tight ends. That's exactly and in the running
right,
game.
right, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I think me and J-Mo is looking at. We're going to run the ball on you, and we're going to kill you with the tight ends.
I just.
Every time he do these sound effects, man, he be having me down over. He be like,
I mean, I want to believe it, but
I just don't know,
I don't think y'all
especially
have
with
a time.
Darnell Savage out. How are y'all gonna cover? How y'all gonna cover us?
By hitting that like button.
Facts.
Like none
Hit
of
that
your,
like
none
button
of
big
your,
time.
right,
But that's why we need that extra DB. That's why I don't think we go blitz y'all because we will have to cover because y'all probably go come out and maybe 3 wide receiver set or you go do 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end sets, whatever form that y'all come out of. We gonna need that extra DB to cover y'all because 9 times out of 10 we probably gonna be playing zone all night just because we don't want to get
and I'm
blown
gonna tell
on.
you the reason why you're gonna have to blitz is because without that 8-man in the box, Kerryon Johnson faces more 8-man boxes than any running back in the NFL. You don't stack the box, Kerryon is going to tear you apart. And
Well, I
that's why
mean
you're gonna have to bring that extra
that's what
DB
they
that's
said
not
about
gonna
Zeke
blitz.
last week too. But you see what
I
happened. He
know,
only had
Yeah, but the
62
difference
yards.
difference there though is Dak
they
can't
got
throw the
Dak
ball.
Prescott.
Stafford can.
All I know is they got Dak Prescott. They got Dak Prescott, so I ain't worried about no cowboys.
He said,
I ain't worried about no cowgirls. They got Dak Prescott.
Now
yeah.
I have a question
I
for
like Dak,
Rage.
but come on, bro.
What's up,
I
man?
Night
What's
and
up?
day.
I have a question for you. What Detroit Lions player do you fear the most?
I fear nobody. I
Oh,
fear God. I fear
man,
God. That's it. That's it. Oh, you talking about for this game? Okay, you
yeah.
talking about my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Who
nobody.
who I fear most? Honestly, honestly, it's Matthew Stafford, man. He slip like we was talking about last week. He a top 7 QB. He's slippery. He like Aaron Rodgers in the sense that he can sense when pressure, when the pocket is collapsing. So he knows which gap he needs to be looking at to escape. Other than that, nobody really else phases me. I mean,
Really?
honestly. I mean, and that's not to say that y'all ain't got scary people. That's just my personal opinion. Matthew
Okay.
Stafford, and I only say that because I actually didn't know his stats, prior to these last 4 meetings, but I watched Packers Unscripted, and they actually broke down his stats. Yo, he been slicing Green Bay up these past 4 games, and is so yeah. That yeah. If I had to fear anybody, it would be him.
Well,
It would be him.
let me ask you this, though, Rage. Let me ask you this,
Okay.
um, because I know that Stafford has a chance tonight to break a record.
Yeah,
That
he
he
does.
yeah, he got a chance to be the fastest to 40,000.
40,000 yards.
Mhm.
Yes,
How many is he off by?
352.
352.
Ooh,
Do he get it tonight?
nah, nah.
You
Let me take that back. Let me take that back. I think he does get it tonight, and I'll tell you why.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here
Because
we go.
I don't like where this is going.
I know where this is going.
I'm just being honest. From how I've watched Green Bay and looked at Green Bay's games, we've always flew out the gate in the first half, and then we would kind of slouch through the second. We're actually in fourth place when it comes to first half points at 82 points. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen against y'all, but I'm saying if we put up just say 21 in the first half and y'all got like say maybe 7 or maybe 10, y'all are gonna have to abandon the run game because y'all are gonna be playing from behind coming up into the second half. So y'all will have to abandon the run game, which means that it's that's Matthew Stafford kind of day. You don't want to run, you want to let me do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So he might get the 352. It just all depends on how that first half play out. If y'all playing from behind and behind by a lot, yeah, he'll get the 352. But if it's a pretty evenly matched game, I don't think he's gonna get the 352.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get it today either because we're
Yeah,
going to
I
be
don't
running
think.
the ball, and Daryl
Agree.
Bevel's offense is a split when it comes to running the pass. And they throughout the whole year so far, they're not abandoning the run at all. Even if it's not working, they still run the ball. So I don't see Stafford making the record tonight due to that fact.
And that it's a
So I
divisional
agree.
game
I
too,
agree.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. But my only caveat is, like, if you watch my video on the Packers, I've always liked Kevin King, even when he was getting forced by Marvin Jones as a rookie. I like Zaire, but I don't think they really been tested yet. So we gonna see what our wide receivers do. Because I
This
don't
man,
expect him to pass it either. Because I think we're gonna be playing complementary football.
I feel
But
that.
Kenny Galladay loves the Packers.
He
Marvin
said
Jones
he
got
said
more
he loves the
touchdowns versus the
Packers.
Packers. Marvin Jones got more touchdowns versus the Packers in a 4 game span than Calvin Johnson.
This
Like,
this
so
this is this
we
is a different
gonna see.
this a different
Like,
Packers
this is a
defense
different
though that
Lions
they've been
team too.
playing.
This is a
This
different Lions team. You going against a better Lions offense. Y'all
and
defense got better, and our offense got even better.
right, so we
We
really
got
go see
Daryl
what
Bevell
happens.
coming.
We really go see what happens. I mean, I'm
So
just
yeah,
saying
it's Marvin,
it's
Marvin
gonna
and
be a
Kenny
good one.
Galladay about to be playing y'all guys.
They
I'm
finna
sorry.
eat. You said they finna eat.
I think the way Packers win, y'all got to get to Stafford. Otherwise, y'all gonna be getting fried.
I
Like
got you.
that's how I feel.
Detroit Drew, when coming to this game, who is your X Factor player for the Lions?
The people need to hit that like button, man. Show some love.
Woo!
Facts.
Cheap plug. No,
Facts.
obviously it has to be Matthew Stafford. We are paying him the most money. He's our best player. Every game he needs to be the X factor. If Matthew Stafford has a bad game, we're not going to win. And when you play these elite quarterbacks, it goes back through Stafford's very beginning. People say he can't win these big games against teams that are above 500, who can't play against elite quarterbacks. Well, so far this season, he's played pretty well against some of the upper tier quarterbacks. It's only fitting that he plays, if not outplays Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay today.
You know, the X factor for me is Ashawn Robinson. I just feel this defensive line needs to stop the run, get pressure, and block those passes. I think it's imperative. We have seen little sports here and there of this defensive line, but it has not lived up to what we think we can do. He was questionable coming into the game, and I just think he's got to have himself a great game to stop that run, block those passes, and help the defensive line to beat that offensive line. What do you think, Luke G?
Yeah, for me, I think the S factor it has to be T.J. Hawkinson or one of the tight ends because I think Rage hit on it. The one thing I batted on coming into this game the moment I saw the schedule was, oh, they went and got pass rushers. Well, they should have got somebody who can cover the tight end because we're gonna be using them a lot. And so to me, I think this is one of them games where TJ Hawkinson get back into that 100-something yard range again because I suspect that he's going to find openings in that defense. And then they're going to use a lot of 12 and 11 personnel in this game to try to confuse Green Bay. Where we can't get caught up in is the penalties and the other things. So for me, the X factor has to be TJ Hawkinson. He has to be able to do the same thing because they're going to put a lot of attention on him. But that's when those other guys are going to make small plays, and he's going to open up.
Folks, tonight, right after this stream, I'm doing a live play-by-play. I'll have the audio of the game going as well. When you're done with this, jump right back on my channel in a couple minutes, and I will be getting that game for you. So if you are unable to see it, you can at least hear it. Also, right after the game is over, make sure to jump on Luke G's Field Reviews channel, as the post-game show will be going immediately following the Lions' victory.
Hey,
And
hey, quick question. And how fast was TJ Hawkinson? What did he run at the combine?
Like 4.7.
4.7?
Yeah.
Not bad for a white guy, eh?
Hey, it's not. It's not. Big facts. Big facts. I'm just trying to think. I was thinking about that question that we had. I forgot who asked me. I think it was Luke. Or no, it was somebody in the comments when they asked me who was going to guard TJ Hawkinson. But it just hit me today. Like, I don't even know how fast he runs. But now that I know how fast he runs, I think I got an idea on who would guard him.
Well, first, let me explain something to you.
No, go ahead.
Let me explain something. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get caught up in the trap of looking at the straight line speed. Okay?
No, and I'm not. I'm just, if I can know their 40 speed, I can get an idea of as far as my guys go or Green Bay goes.
Travis Kelce is not the fastest runner, and
Travis
he's
Kelce just a dog.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's the tight end. The tight end's job is to be able to run routes and find soft spots in the defense. That's what makes TJ Hawkinson so special. He knows how to find those soft spots in the defense. So what teams have been doing is, especially after that Cardinal game, they started doubling him up, and when they didn't double him, he keep finding the end zone.
And especially if you want to play a zone against him, he can find the hole in the zone and sit there, and him and Stafford have great communication
Man,
skills.
you can't use that Cardinals game as a man. They left that man open like 5 times. I was like,
they didn't leave him open, bro.
I was man. I was like,
Kansas City, he did okay in Kansas City too.
Yeah, he did. He had a hell of a game in Kansas City.
Before he got hurt.
I hated him. I hated him when he did that, bro. I was like, why would you do that? Because y'all would have won that game.
Whoever your best defensive back is gonna have to cover CJ. So it don't matter what his speed is. I would have definitely been comfortable putting Savage on without Green Bay, to be honest. We would have seen how that works out. But whoever your best safety is gonna have to cover TJ. Every team we went against, best safety was on TJ, and he was getting doubled to the Philly. They refused to give him one-on-one coverage, and when they did,
I think they'll put real Will Redmond on him because they're gonna need Adrian Amos back there, somebody that's not gonna jump a quick ball. No. I'd rather
put your best safety on TJ Hawkinson. You're going to get murdered.
And here's why I say that, because I do
mention Jesse James, bro.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, I understand the type of big play potential Galladay and Marvin have, especially when Matthew Stafford get out the pocket. So if I'm thinking from that perspective, I want my best safety back there, somebody who's not go jump a look off and then get burnt, because you need the safety help on the other side. You see what I'm saying? So I would rather have Will Redmond.
I see exactly what you're saying, but
that's just me though. That's just me though.
Like, Stafford just gonna throw to Hawkinson 10 times.
He a big target too, man. He huge. He huge.
You gotta match up talent with talent. So
now,
I'm
J-Mo,
not covering Aaron Jones with my run stopping defensive line.
Now,
hey, J-Mo, they say your mic is really low.
You know what? I help J-Mo with his mic if you hit that like button.
Absolutely. We got what, 95 people in the chat. Let's get it up.
Absolutely. And one thing I love about J-Mo is he doesn't play around. A Vikings player said yesterday that the Lions will be an easy win. J-Mo, what do you think about that?
I don't know if my mic is loud enough, but who said it was going to be an easy win?
Just to start yelling.
Vikings player.
I don't even know who said it.
Oh, So you talking about that Viking man, bro? Come on. The Vikings gonna be an easy win for us. What you mean? That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's about to be a good meal we about to have, bro. We ain't had Viking Lounge in
listen.
a minute.
I don't
We
even,
had Viking Lounge
I
in
don't
a
even want to
minute,
look
bro.
past today yet. I don't even want to look past today yet. I want to put my attention because I'm telling you right now. I don't even want. I got to be honest. I stand by my belief that the Vikings is our biggest threat. They have the
Bruh.
perfect team. They have the perfect team to match up with us. I don't think Green Bay has enough to match up with us, Rage.
No, well, I wasn't even finna say. I was finna say it was Lamarcus Treadwell.
I'm kind of
The
wavering. I'm kind
the
of wavering.
the faggot got cut last week. I mean, in the off season. Then they brought him back out of because they had a wide receiver go on injured reserve. You ain't gotta worry about Lamar Treadwell. He is nothing. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to say
No,
that.
no, we
You
Treadwell
know.
is
don't get Detroit, man.
he
Detroit, like,
Vikings
and not
quarterback
just the
kind of
Lions, but
scary.
all the Detroit teams, with the exclusion of the Red Wings, get trashed constantly. So
Yeah,
we gotta like talk about it when it happens.
like
yeah.
like
That,
like like what Rage, what you don't realize is one of the reasons that me, Detroit Drew, 313 JMO, Micro Mike, the DSA, everything King, Outsiders, DV, all these different groups who are trying to support the Detroit sports teams are doing it because our local media and the mainstream media just straight disrespect us in and day out. They don't never want to give credit where credit is due. The Lions can go out and go undefeated, and it'll be about how all the 16 teams that they beat what they did wrong. They
facts.
just don't. They don't give no credit to the Lions. So that's why.
Facts.
That's why when we talk about the Lions, we're here to put the real media to the people. We're here to give them the real stuff. We don't want no opinions. We're here to bring the facts about this stuff that the media don't want to bring. The media, I mean, uh, just the other day, Detroit Drew did a video with Pro Football Focus. Every single person picked the Green Bay Packers, and then they did a video previewing the Packers versus the Lions, and turned around and didn't say nothing about the players on the Lions other than Matthew Stafford, and talked completely about the Packers.
I mean, what that I think that just comes with national attention, honestly. And it's not right that y'all get disrespected because I think y'all are the second best team in the division. That's just my opinion. But
Hey,
I
The
mean,
second
we're
best.
moving on up, man. We
well,
can't get
look,
too mad. We're
Yes,
moving
I'm
the
on
the
second.
up.
I
only one
mean,
that wasn't caught off guard by that.
and that's honest, and that's me being real because I think y'all do get disrespected. Like they worrying about, they'll talk more about the 3-3 Cowboys than they would a 5-0 Detroit team.
Right,
And
right.
that's just because y'all don't have that national attention that them other teams have, which is not fair because y'all have been on the come up for a minute. But you know what I'm saying? It's just that just comes with, like I said, national attention. You really can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? I hate to get off football, but it's just like in basketball. The Golden State Warriors, they can go 80 and damn 7 this season, but they'll be talking about LeBron and AD how they made the playoff as an eighth seed. You see what I'm
Right,
saying? It's
right.
it's, it's 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 just they have that national attention. That's all it is. But once y'all start beating quality teams, you would have no choice but to focus in on them, just like the 49ers doing.
So once
The-
we beat y'all, then people gonna have to give us credit. Then okay,
I
thank
mean,
you.
yeah.
Right, right, right.
If y'all beat us, then yeah, people gonna have to really start seeing y'all as a legitimate contender. If y'all can knock us off, but
Now, Detroit Drew, with all the disrespect that the Lions are getting, should the Lions be considered underdogs?
mm,
Yes, because when you have what was that, like 8 people say that the other team's going to win, that pretty much means you're an underdog. Like that's the 100% definition of underdog. Now I'm waiting here. I got ESPN on. I'm waiting for this game. I'm waiting to see their game picked, to see some real NFL analysts pick this game because I guarantee you a lot of them are going to pick the Packers because in this game the Packers should be the favorite. But they're 4-1, 3-1, whatever they are, and they're at home. I mean, they should be the favorite. Doesn't mean they're going to win. Spoilers happen all the time. So I'm very curious to see what this is going to happen. But the Lions need to embrace this underdog mentality. Philadelphia did it, and I'm not trying to compare them too much to Philadelphia because I don't see this happening. But Philadelphia embraced the underdog mentality, and they put as a unit, and they went on to win the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots, who are not underdogs. So
And
if you
you
embrace the underdog mentality, it unifies you and brings you together more.
and you make a great point. And this is why this offseason's been just the weirdest because I felt like we've been disrespected the most of all time this offseason. With
Facts.
everything in play, every single week it's an absolute destruction and disrespect of our team. Luke G, Are we should be the underdogs with the disrespect we're getting?
No, I don't think we should. And the reason I don't think we should be underdogs in this game is because since when did they start doing stuff like this? The point spread was what, 6, 7? Now we already down to 3. What they
I
so
think
worried about?
that's disrespect, honestly.
Oh, they
To me.
already know what it is, bro.
Like,
They know what it is.
and then on top of this, this is the other question you got to look at. You talking about a team. You talking about a team that's coming in without their best receiver, a bunch of guys that are not proven. None of the receivers they got are proven. Their best weapon is a veteran tight end and a running back who probably had the best day of his entire career because he's not going to have it again today. So for us to be the underdog is ridiculous in my opinion. If we had not had Stafford, I'd have been like, yeah, we need to be the underdog. We taking the L today. But we got Stafford. We got Kerryon. We got Kenny Galladay. We got Marvin Jones. Now we got Danny Amendola back. We got the tight ends and Jesse James and TJ Hawkinson. We ain't even got to get to the defensive side of the ball. Just who or how is it that they're on the other side of the ball going to stop all that? They can't.
To be fair, though, Luke, it's not just one side of the ball. Kansas City is one side of the ball dominant, and they're struggling right now. And our defense has played pretty well for most part, but our defense hasn't clicked the way it should have so far. So our expectations for this team right now was that our defense was going to carry us for these first little bit. And quite frankly, it's been our offense. If this pass rush starts clicking, we'll be good to go. But with this pass rush missing, this defense is incomplete right now.
And to be fair, again,
we won. The 2 games that we won was because of defense. So our defense has won us the 2 games.
Yes, they've been doing very well doing playmaking. They've made big plays when the game is on the line, but if they play better and we get this pass rush going, we're not in those situations.
And to be fair, again, I don't know who was disrespecting y'all when the draft was going on, because when I seen y'all pick TJ Hawkinson, I damn near fell out my seat. I was like, what? Oh, hell no. You talking about
we would have been just as scared, bro.
Bro, and the thing about it is, like, I know how good Kerryon Johnson can be when you feed him. So when you got the best blocking tight end in the draft, I was like, I literally had my face in my hands praying to Jesus. I'm like, bro, what is finna happen this season? Yo, yeah.
I took a lot of heat. I took a lot of heat. You hear me? I was getting attacked. Listen, Rage, this how I met J-Mo. J-Mo came on to bring the heat to me because I said we taking the tight end. He's like, man, can we stop with this? I was like, I just see we taking the tight end. And he came on and was about to, and we had our conversation that he thought about it. Was like, I'm warming up to it. I was like, oh, okay. Now he the president of the fan club.
And the thing is, that was y'all biggest need going into the draft, if I'm not mistaken. Because y'all just who did y'all let go? Was it Ebron? If I'm not mistaken,
that was before we had.
He is like Voldemort. We don't say his name around here anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we ain't gonna say his name. I don't want to mess up y'all culture. But I mean, I knew that was y'all target going. I knew that was y'all, position of need going into. So when he said TJ Hawkinson, bruh, I was like, oh my God. We got problems. Yep. We got problems. It's crazy. And it's because he's so far, that man is a stud. I ain't gonna say he my rookie of the year yet, but he's showing out.
All right, J-Mo, I got a question for you. Should the Lions focus on A-Rod or A. Jones?
Aaron Rodgers, man. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta say Aaron Rodgers. Just like Rage was talking about a little bit earlier. Not having Devontae Adams definitely matters, but his receivers really don't matter. Just like Stafford or Tom Brady receivers don't matter. As long as you can catch the ball and get open, it works. But so you have to stop Aaron Rodgers. You get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, they will lose the game. You let him sit back there like Stephen A. like call his mother, call his wife, order dinner. Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a field day no matter how good our secondary is. You have to stop Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Jones, I don't care what he think he's gonna do. They win in this game on Aaron Rodgers. I can't see the defense winning the game for him. I can't see Aaron Jones. It has to be Aaron Rodgers because I feel like y'all have to score like 30 plus points in this game.
Luke G, man, A-Rod or A. Jones?
It's got to be Aaron Jones. You have to. I know the idea of it. I know the idea of it being A. Rodgers. You have to stop Aaron Jones, and the reason for it is this. You know what Aaron Rodgers brings to the table. Now you're gonna get a man a run game. Oh, play action gonna get real. Now play action gonna get real. Oh God, the screen is open. The tight end, the post is. Oh, everything is open. You have to shut the run game down to make them one dimensional. Make Aaron Rodgers be their savior and make them one dimensional. Because if they can run the ball, now you're talking about a defense being gas. They can control the clock. And now you got A Rod, who all he got to do is make minimal plays. Now we got to kill that run. And I want them to feel confident that they can run the ball so we can shut the run down and they become one dimensional because clearly the Cowgirls didn't have any reason to show up today or the day against the Jets. So as far as I can tell, we gotta shut the run down.
And when it comes to Jones, man, he's already got 8 touchdowns on the season. He's a scoring machine right now when it comes to getting in the red zone and on the line. So absolutely, I'm with you. You got to stop that run game down. I know Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, but to really win this game, you got to stop the run and force him to throw the ball to the talented secondary that we got to get those turnovers that they can do. Detroit Drew, A-Rod or A. Jones?
Well, the thing that makes Jones special is he's a two-way running back. They don't just utilize him in the run game. They'll throw him the ball, screen passes, or across the middle. So I think if you take Aaron Rodgers away, it's going to help take away some of those short passing because this guy's a playmaker. He can do a lot when he gets the ball in his hands. But at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers has been the guy who's beaten this team year after year. I mean, just look at the Hail Marys, all the clutch plays he's made against us. In order to win this game, you have to stop Aaron Rodgers. Really, no one else scares me the way that he does. All I hope is that the Lions can prevent a Hail Mary because I don't know what it is against Aaron Rodgers, and I don't want to see it tonight or else I'm going to lose it. But learn how to play a Hail Mary defense, bro. It's not that hard.
Now, Rage, you have a really good grip of your team. What is a player that you want to win the game? Is it going to be Aaron Rodgers or going to be Jones?
Is I'm gonna have to piggyback off of Luke, man. And I told y'all this last week. I was like, when I told y'all that this was a different Green Bay team. Usually, when people hear Green Bay, they think of Aaron Rodgers. They don't think of his team because it's nobody else on that team. But now you give him a running game, you give him a defense, and you ask me who you got to stop. You got to stop Aaron Jones because if you don't, he's gonna do exactly what he did to Dallas last week. He had 107 yards on the ground. He had 75 in the air. I think that total for 182 all purpose. And he had 4 touchdowns. If you don't stop him, they will feed him because everybody's complaining how Aaron Rodgers' numbers aren't great this season, this and that, third. But people ain't looking at the fact the way Matt LaFleur's scheme is set up, it's not set up for him to be that one man hero. It's honestly he's gonna be the best game manager if Matt LaFleur has anything to say about it because that means that the running game is clicking on all cylinders. So you just need Aaron Rodgers to do what Aaron Rodgers do when he need to do it, not every single play. So you gotta stop Aaron Jones.
Well, before we get any further than that, before we J-Mo, hold on. Before we get any further than that, man, we got 107 people in the chat. Let's get those likes up. We want to be at 100% on the likes. Get those thumbs up. And if you have already given us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs up for Rage MK for showing back up because he said he was going to be back on Monday,
All
pregame
day
and postgame,
by
win, lose, or
myself.
draw, all day by himself. If he had to talk about this game. So give a thumbs up for him being here and rocking with us, man, and supporting it. And give it a thumbs up just to let us know you still with us.
Absolutely, man. Rage is here. Who is John Wayne when you got Rage MK all by himself, like a boss in this place, man, representing the Packers fan and taking on us Lions fans. So absolutely get those likes up, and I can't wait to see how this game plays out for the post-game show. Now, what's important to the Lions for this offense is to get that running game going.
Facts.
Detroit Drew, does Kerryon Johnson have a game like he did with Kansas City where he went balls to the wall running the ball, or are we going to get stopped?
Well, here's the thing, man, because I don't think Green Bay is going to stop them because I think that they're motivated to get the ball running, and they have that whole mindset. This whole year has been run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. I don't know if Green Bay has the personnel to shut him down completely. However, I think Green Bay's best weapon to stopping the run is Aaron Rodgers. If this turns into a shootout, we can't rely on the run. We're going to have to rely on Matthew Stafford. That is pretty much the only thing that I see happening from slowing down Kerryon from getting 80-plus yards.
Okay.
Okay.
Luke, what you got?
Man, I think he run wild today. I mean, listen,
Exactly.
listen. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Go through the Green Bay Packers games. All right, and you look at it. The first game that y'all had to get the Bears, obviously it's game one, obviously. But if the Bears just keep giving the ball to Montgomery, they would have won that game. Nope, they tried to feature Mitchell Trubisky. That's not gonna get you nowhere. The next game that y'all had, the very next game that y'all had, that team had an ability to run against y'all. The only reason the Cowboys didn't have a chance to run against y'all because they got so far behind because their receivers couldn't catch. Oh, and their tight end is Jason Witten. Who was worried about him? Nobody. Nobody. Y'all played the Eagles. The Eagles was running.
What the hell happened there?
What happened?
I have
Hey,
no idea. I have no idea.
Wow.
While
Luke G, we can't hear you.
gets his
Is it back?
yeah,
Is it
Yeah,
back?
there you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. My beard may have hit that mute button. I got a stone beard. Yeah.
I
No,
hear
but
the
I'm
big
just saying,
beard problems.
man, yeah, the big
Big
beard.
beard, you know what else is big?
Oh my God, man,
Drew,
what?
this is a family show.
Drew.
Damn.
I
No,
didn't. Hey,
I'm just
big
saying.
feet. Get your
I'm
head out of the
just,
gutter.
but I'm just saying. that I think when you look at it, I really do think that's going to be the difference maker. Carry on. I suspect Carry on breaks at least 1 to 2 runs of 30 or more yards. Easy.
Whew.
Oh man. When it comes to Kerryon
Right.
Johnson, I don't think he has a successful game like he did against Kansas City. I'm actually doing less than 100 yards. I just think this game, Matthew Stafford's going to have to throw a little bit to win this game. I think it'll end up being a higher score game than we probably assume it will be. Like I said, I think I said 34-27 or something around that area. But I just think Matthew Stafford's going to have to utilize Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, gets a little bit of TJ in there, and end up being a little bit of a offensive fest. What do you think, JMO?
I couldn't disagree with you more because I'm gonna tell you one reason why Kerryon is gonna have a great game. That Bleacher Report article. I don't think people realize how much certain things can motivate players for sports games and things. Like if that didn't come out, I think Kerryon would have just went at it normally with that extra added fuel. I'm telling you, just like what Luke said, he's gonna run wild and crazy. He's gonna run all over the Packers like Jordan Howard was, and people gonna be like, "Oh my goodness." They're like, "Oh my God!" On national TV, once again, running the ball down your throat. Yes, that's what's about to happen. So I definitely think he's gonna have a great.
Hey, I'm pulling for Kerryon because I have him in fantasy. I need him just to get 5 points and I win. So if he gets that, I'll be happy with him.
Oh, you'll be good to get that. Rage, you know your defensive line well. Does Kerryon Johnson pass 100 yards tonight?
I think before I answer that question, I think we need to backtrack it for a little bit because I think people are low key sleeping on Green Bay's run defense, despite what the yardage says and the stats say. I just want to go over those games with you. That game against the Vikings, the Dalvin Cook's stats were padded. He had that 75-yard rush. Without that, he
Had
was
it.
yeah, padded. And
Okay.
what I mean by padded is that 75-yard touchdown. Other than that, if you take that off of the board, or if Darnell Savage actually makes that tackle, he only had about 85, 90 yards.
But
85,
let me
82.
but let me ask
Go
you a
ahead.
question really quick, and I don't mean to cut you off, but
No, you
but I
good.
want
You
to.
good. You
But
good.
let me ask you this: but did the 75-yard run happen though?
Of course it happened. Of course it happened.
Okay,
But
I'm just saying, but them rushing yards they actually occurred though. I
no,
mean,
they actually occurred. I'm a eye guy and I'm also a stats guy second. So I look at the eye test, and the eye test tells me a lot of stats are padded because they have such big plays, and
Right.
that's why people try to minimize big plays. So when you go into the Eagles game, they got destroyed. But I want you to tell me what Thursday game has any defense really been played so far this season? None.
I
But
mean that's fair.
I mean, no, that's just
Okay, but
Thursday.
I was saying, what about the Broncos game? Because I watched that game
The
from the
Broncos game,
first quarter to the fourth. Philip Lindsay
and
was carving y'all up.
but he didn't break over 100 yards, and neither did the other running back. For a combined rushing,
They
they
had
had about
100 yards.
157.
Yeah,
They had combined, yes, but when you talk about a
Philip
single
Lindsay still
rusher,
had a great game, man.
he had 2 touchdowns. It was a great game for him. But what I'm telling you is he didn't break that 100-yard rushing mark. And then when you look at the Cowboys, Zeke had 13 carries, I think, for 62 yards. Granted, they was behind, but that was on their defense problem. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But to answer your carry-on question, I think I think he may have a 100-yard game only because Mike Pettin he's been on record saying he does not worry about run defense. He focuses on pass defense first since this is a pass happy league. When he actually puts them, when he actually put the requisite guys, when he actually puts the requisite guys out there in the actual defensive scheme, I think Green Bay can stop any rusher, any legit rusher. Honestly, that's just my opinion, but I think he should have the 100 though.
So your defensive coordinator don't care about stopping the run and running the ball wins championships. All right, good to know.
I mean, hey, we 4-1 for a reason. In the one game
I
where
ain't
he
saying
really wasn't where.
nobody, but okay.
Oh my goodness, here
Now,
we go.
folks, we just found out that through technical Jeff and Detroit Drew that Lewis Riddick and Moss picked the Lions to win. Now we're getting close.
Oh.
We
Hey,
are
Lewis
getting
Riddick know what he
close
be talking
to
about.
the start of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and give the last question of who wins the game and score. Detroit Drew, who wins the game? What's your score?
I believe in my prediction video, I have the Detroit Lions winning 28-24.
Okay. Mr. Rage MK, what you got, man?
Man, I'm sticking to my 2 scores like I said last week. Either it's going to be 35-24 Packers or it's going to be 24-17 Packers.
Might as well just go 100-0 Packers.
Oh
No,
man.
I'm not going to do that. I mean, I think it's a divisional game. Divisional games they're so hard to judge and to give a solid prediction because they're always the toughest. You play these dudes twice out of two times out the year, so it's just it's just so hard to predict them. But those are my predictions.
Chat,
But you are coming back on for the post game, right?
Most def, win, lose,
Okay.
tie, I'm coming.
It better not
Alright.
be a tie, man. I'm tired of those ties.
Yeah, I am too. I am too, man.
Hey,
Honestly.
chat, make sure you tell me your scores out there while I throw it to JMO. JMO, who you got? What's score?
The Lions been weird, so I don't like predicting their scores anymore. But I'm going with 35-24. I think it's gonna be the fireworks in one of the quarters. If you laugh all you want,
Like, I'm laughing at Rage, man.
No,
That laugh he came out of nowhere.
it just threw me off guard the way he said it. He like, man, I'm going 34-24 Lions. Like he just said it like, man, fuck this game. Oh yeah, yeah. My fault. I wasn't laughing at his prediction. I was laughing at the way he said it. He was just fed up. Like, man, I'm sick of these people, bro. That's how he said it.
I see.
That's how he
He came in
said
rolling.
I'm just fighting with my prediction. I had 31-21. I had 28-21, but I think y'all get 24. But y'all giving a 35.
Okay. Field General prediction victories.
Detroit Lions win 28-20. I think we win by 8 points. I think Green Bay have too many mishaps and too many penalties. And I think that the biggest issue is Green Bay is going to spend too much time trying to attempt to take away our receiver threat when they should probably put their attention on taking away our tight ends and run game.
Okay. I have the Lions winning 2-0, going to overtime with a safety. I'm just playing back.
I was gonna say what?
I was paused for a minute. I was like, what did he just say?
At least let Matt Prater be the hero in your story, Mike.
Right.
What in the world?
Mike Prater ain't got no neck, bro.
You see what boss as an MF has said 100-0 Lions. Aaron Rodgers who?
Yes,
He said give respect out there.
I like that
Whoa.
score. I like that score.
My man is wigging.
This don't matter.
As you know, I think I
Well.
regret it.
Rage.
What up,
Ray,
bro?
I'm gonna give you a cop out. If we score 50, you don't have to come on the show. That
Bet,
probably make it
Facts.
bet. If y'all score 50 burgers, son,
Bro,
I'm
we
not
score
coming.
50, bro. I ain't gonna even. I'm be like, yo,
And
I
look,
got
I'm unfollowing everybody, and I'm gonna give a like
Oh
on y'all video from now.
He said, I'm
No, I'm
unfollowing
playing.
everybody.
No,
I
I'm
like that
playing. I'm
69-0 score,
it.
Giggity.
Man, I'm gonna go hide under a rock somewhere.
playing. Right. I'm not even. I'm gonna disconnect my
Yeah.
internet. Yo,
Wait
this
a
gonna
minute.
be.
Did y'all just miss? Did y'all just miss real quick that Drew said I like the 69 score giggity? Y'all got it. Y'all got to peep up
That's it.
this
I heard
man,
you. I heard you. I wouldn't even go comment on this dude, bro. But
dude.
we had to ignore that.
Hey, my final score 34-27. Lions with that victory. And now, because the game is about to start here in about 14 minutes, but who's counting? Detroit True, what do you got to say to the chat before we get off here and all jump to my channel again for that play-by-play?
Yeah, I'm not gonna miss that. I'll be watching it while I'm watching the game. Usually I come on this show because you guys badmouth KFC. However, today I had their new wings, and you guys can badmouth KFC all you want now.
what? What? Yo,
For
whose
one, I
man
thought
is
they
this,
were
bro?
boneless because they look like nuggets and there's bone in it. So I about broke my tooth on it, and there's
Oh
no
my
meat on it, bro.
god.
It's all
Oh
skin
my
and
goodness.
sauce. So
You
you
should
guys
have
can
with the
thank me later.
Popeyes.
There's not a Popeyes by work.
All right. Mr. Rage himself, what do you got to say to the chat before we get up off here and watch the game?
Hey man, it's gonna be a fun game. I can't wait to come back for the post and chop it up with y'all guys. Whether win, lose or draw, it's still gonna be a fun post game. Man, also, man, y'all need to like it up, bro. For real, for real. They ain't
For
said it in
sure.
a minute, so I'm gonna say it. Y'all need to like it up. We got 88 people watching and only 80 likes, so please like it up for a Packers fan. I appreciate it.
Man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
As 50 Cent said, just a little bit.
That's right.
Okay.
J-Mo, heart of the city, what do you got to say to the folks?
All I gotta say is, Lions gonna win. I don't need it. We winning this game. That's all I'm gonna say.
You can find me in the club. Okay.
Okay, great words there, J-Mo. Field General, what do you got to tell the chat?
Hey man, y'all enjoy the game. Don't get too caught up in it. It could be a roller coaster. It is their first division game. They are on the road, but expect the Lions to win big and expect Rays to be back here. To either talk a whole lot of crap or eat a whole lot of crow. Either way it go, get ready for the post game and get ready for the game. Appreciate y'all for being with us.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay.
Folks, right after this, I'm doing my play-by-play as well as live audio of the game. I want you to, if you're on here, count how many times I say damn and get angry because, man, it happens a lot. I get pissed.
That's the best part about watching Mike. If you have not
Yes.
watched Mike yet, that is the best part by far.
Luckily, I have not broken any TVs. Monitors are good to go, but it's definitely fun. So if you're unable to watch it, you can always listen it with me. Also, right after the game, be on Luke G. Field's review, the post-game show right after the game. We're all going to be on, even Rage MK, and it's going to be epic. With that said, folks, let's enjoy the game.
Who?
Let's get this W for Detroit.
Whoa.
And let's have one hell of a Monday night, man.
Whoa, let's calm
Adios.
down there, buddy. Okay.
All right, people.